Hello, my next confessional. Last thing I want to talk about. Oh my gosh. So, my vote for Ian to come back into the jury, I never talked about that, was to just throw out a hinky vote and just make people a little bit confused. I was kind of annoyed that people went with a majority of Anthony. I mean, Anthony is likable, and I talked to him a lot before he got voted out, so hopefully that'll help me if I make it to the end and he votes for me. Um, But the fact that I didn't vote for him could be a reason he wouldn't vote for me in the end. So if I end up losing by one vote and Anthony is that deciding vote, I'll scream. But other than that, I would not regret my decision. I would only regret my decision in that one circumstance. If that happens, I'll scream and cry and laugh at myself. Next topic, the touchy subjects challenge. I what I got from that is that I am accurate about the perception that people have on myself, but I wasn't sure about the perception that other people had on themselves. So what I mean by that is I was not surprised that I got biggest goat, and I was not surprised that I got biggest challenge threat. That just confirmed what I had been thinking in the past. But it was good to know that people like Slade, Josh, DJ were all answered positive answers, and then people like DJ again, John, um, DJ and John got more negative answers. And the fact that me and Lillian tied on being under the radar showed me that, confirmed to me that Lillian and I are playing similar games, but I think Lillian is playing a better version of the game that I want to play. So I have to keep that in my mind moving forward. So, having been confirmed as the GOAT of the season and the challenge threat of the season, that has changed my strategy all around, or basically made me move onto the path that I have been planning to move on uh, um, continuously. Yeah? No. Okay. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. So, Slade was confirmed to me as a target. And I think that was one of the most difficult votes I've had to make, voting out Slade. And I let him know right beforehand, sorry, I voted for you. I voted for you. And he said, Genki, why? I'm honestly really sad right now. And he said things like that, and it really tugged at my heartstrings. And I hope that it didn't come off to him as me jury pandering, because I haven't done that with anyone else, and I don't plan to do that with anyone else. Slade is the one person that I genuinely cared about, especially since we um, kicked it off so well in the beginning, before we were even on tribes together. So it hurt my heart to do that, and hopefully he's a jury vote for me, but he also said that he'll vote for the best game. And right now, if the perception of me is that I'm the GOAT, then I'm not playing the best game. Oh my gosh. Um, so I guess for long-term plans, every single time I start making long-term plans in these games, I get voted out. So with that being said, I'm now knocking on wood. Here are my long-term plans if everything goes the way I plan it to go. So Lillian, Shane, and I are a strong three. The doubts that I have in Shane are slowly going down and down. And then the other three that are tight are Matt, Josh, and DJ. We're working together right now as a strong six, and I don't know how aware that three is of us three. So I don't know if they have any plans of flipping. But I do want to flip around Final 8, Final 7, and Lillian has come up with a plan to bring in John as a fourth member of our Onion Alliance, which I think is a good idea because John hates DJ, John also wants Josh out, and he's a goat. So, right now, for the Final 10 vote, It's got to be one of the four, and Seamus is the biggest threat out of the four of them. He is talking to everyone. Even though I like him, I'm also aware that he has name dropped all of the Lintangs, and he is a challenge threat. So, all in all, my goal is to get the threats out so that more and more I become the threat and I become the person to beat near the end. Because how these games have gone usually is I get to around Final 6, Final 5, and I'm the one to beat, and then I get voted out. And I've never made the end. So that's why I've been playing more GOAT-like than usual. It's because I don't want to put that target on me to the point where I become that threat around 6 and 5. I want to be that threat at 3 when now they have no choice but to vote for me in the end. The jury, I mean. Um, so, under the radar, man, I think that's the way to go in the first half. The second half, now I'm playing a little bit harder, coming up with kind of plans, but still following other people, which of course is not the most flashy way to play. It's not the most respected way to play. But it's getting me further, and hopefully I can get far enough to get to the end. Knock on wood. Knock on all the wood. And then around Final 8, we want to get like Ryan out because he's also a threat. And then around Final 8, flip with John and or who who's that fourth? David. David's kind of been out of it. John and David to vote out the threats, DJ and Josh. And then at that point, it leaves all of the goats together, and we can just all celebrate in our goatiness. Okay, goodbye.